Hello, awesome people of God. How is everybody doing? I hope that all is well with you. I just wanted to come in for a moment just to talk with you. I mean, it's so much going on. And if I tell you that the enemy is on a rampage and he is trying to distract God's people, yes, he's doing any and everything to try and distract the people of God. God began to speak to me concerning that. People are having such a hard time, in so many areas of their life. They're being attacked by the enemy, and the enemy is not going to take down. So that is why, it's very vital that we take heed to the word of the Lord and that we use the word against him. We must stand on the word of the Lord and keep listening to the instructions that God is giving us. The enemy will try and use every scheme and every tactic that he can come up, against God's people. So that is why, we have to keep our eyes on the Lord, the author and finisher of our faith. Because the enemy, what he'll do, he'll reach back and try to get something real old and bring it up. That is what that's what he's called, the accuser. And he tries to accuse God's people. All day, every day, this is what he does. And he has to go and get permission from the Father in order to try us. Remember Job? He had to go and get permission to try him. So he has to get permission to try us. So we have to stand there with our loins girded about with the truth and having on a breastplate of righteousness and taking the shield of faith. And I say this because we are not wrestling against flesh and blood. This is a spiritual battle that we are in, people of God. And that is why Paul was saying, finally, my brother, be strong in the Lord. He said, and in the power of his might. He said, put on the whole armor of God that we may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. That is why it's very important that we have on that full armor of God. Because we are in all-out war. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness, it says, in high places. We are in a war. So we must fight in the spirit, people of God. Having on the whole armor, people, is what's going to help us to be able to stand in this spiritual battle that we are in. And that is why I started off saying, having our loins girded about with the truth and having on that breastplate of righteousness. We must have on the whole armor, people of God. And our feet has to be shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith. We believe God, we trust God that he's going to help us in the midst of these battles. And we are to continue to pray. It said praying always with all prayer and supplication in the spirit. Remember, men ought to always pray and not faint. All of our battles are won in prayer, people. Yes, all of our battles are won in prayer. That enemy will try and keep attacking you. He comes and accuses you over and over and attack from all areas. But you must keep standing. Keep standing in righteousness. Keep believing God. Keep trusting in God that he is going to fight these battles for you. All we have to do is stand still. Glory to God. And see the salvation of the Lord. And some of us have a hard time. And we get to the point where we don't pray like we used to. We don't study like we used to. Why? Because we have gotten distracted. And the word of the Lord say, you ran well, but who did hinder you? That you should not obey the truth. You ran well, but who hindered you? I know that a lot of people have been attacking their finances. Some people are without jobs. And there's still a lot going on. So I'm praying for your strength. That you start back trusting in the Lord. That you get back in the race. Get back in the race. You don't have to stay where you are. Start back praying like you used to. Pray even more. Start back studying the word of the Lord. And watch and see, don't God turn that thing around. Glory to God. He's just waiting on you. You're not disqualified. I just heard that. You're not disqualified. Get back in the race. Glory to God. Start back seeking the Lord. Don't let the enemy keep coming through, distracting you from, getting in the word and seeing what God is saying. Remember, faith comes by hearing, and hearing by what? The word of the Lord. The more you hear the word, the more your faith level is going to be built up. And I know the enemy, he's going to try and come back again another way. But you always have someone. God always uses someone to come through and drop you a word that's going to strengthen you. Glory to God. I'm praying for your strength on today. Have a blessed one. Bye-bye.